something clicked in me this month. I had an awakening. I fully am in the Loki, Tom Hiddleston gang group. I understand them now. I'm there with them. I don't know how it happened. It just did. And I'm now too far in to ever leave again. That is Cruella. And guys, I loved Cruella so much. Let's move on to the Academy Awards, y'all. I just want to quickly go through some of my major thoughts and discuss it with y'all. Okay, so on the whole, the award show was good. I wish there had been more. One of the things that I really liked about the Academy Awards pre-pandemic was how we'd get little like bits or like little comedy bits with the nominees or with the actors. I always thought those were fun. And the only one we got this year was that weird song-related, dance-related one, where then Frances McDormand started, I think it was Frances McDormand, or no, it was Glenn Close, where Glenn Close started dancing, and it was funny, but on the whole bit kind of went on for too long and was just kind of boring, and it's like, is this really the best bit we can do? Is there not something better we could have these actors be doing right now? Come on, okay. So the main thing other than that I want to talk about with the Academy Awards is the whole weird thing that happened at the end. And it kind of, there'd been a little hint of this weird thing going on near the beginning where they did Best Director really early on in the award, in the show. Like, usually Best Director is right before, I believe, Best Actor, Best Actress, and Best Picture. Like, it goes Best Director, then Best Actress, then Best Actor, then Best Picture. Right? That's how it's always been for as long as I've watched the Academy Awards. And for then all of a sudden, they did Best Picture many awards before, close to the beginning of the award show. And I was like, what was the reason for that? Like, I genuinely did not know why they would do something like that, you know? But I let it slide. I was like, okay, I'm just being weird this time, okay. But I was so happy for Chloe Zhao, so happy for Nomadland that they won Best Picture. It wouldn't have been my choice, but I could see it coming that Nomadland was gonna win Best Picture. Like, it just from how all of the other award shows with like Golden Globes and SAG Awards and all that were going, I could just tell. I'm just especially excited now that so many more people are aware of Chloe Zhao. I'm so excited for the Eternals, y'all. I'm so excited. Just a couple days ago, we got that beautiful little Marvel montage they came out with that had the first ever footage we've seen of the Eternals. From the first shot that they showed of the Eternals. The trailer has not come out, but from that little first couple scenes we saw, our first couple shots, it looked like a Chloe Zhao movie. Like, I saw it was like this girl with a cowboy hat on, and like the sun or like the sky behind her. I saw that sky, and it was like a sunset, I think, and I was like, Chloe Zhao, that's her. I don't know why. I just knew. From just how it looked. It just had her like signature style, and just, oh my god. I'm not gonna go into the Eternals footage right now, but oh my god. Anyways, but yeah, so happy for her with her Best Director win and for Best Picture. So happy for her. Frances McDormand winning Best Actress was a surprise. I think mainly just because she won a couple years ago for 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, which I love that movie. But I was not expecting her to win another Academy Award so close to when she'd already just won one. I don't know, that just kind of, I was like, oh, okay, happy for her, just wasn't expecting it. I didn't know who was gonna win Best Actress, but it still surprised me. So then we get into the weirdest fumble of the night, and that is doing Best Picture before the major acting awards, before Best Actor and Best Actress. The entire internet and the entire world was confused in that moment. I was confused. I was tweeting out, why? What's the reason? Why are they doing this? I was scrolling through Twitter trying to see everyone else's reaction to make sure that I hadn't missed something. I was like, I didn't miss Best Actor and Best Actress, right? And it's like, no, everyone was just as confused as I was. And then that's when me and the rest of the internet started, as Best Actor, or I mean as Best Picture was celebrating their win, and as Frances McDormand was up on stage doing her speech for Best Actress, we were discussing online on Twitter, me and other people watching the awards, that they're doing this because they're expecting Best Actor to be the Chadwick Boseman Award. The producers are making it so the night will end on Chadwick Boseman's win. Because yes, Chadwick Boseman has been the front runner to win. He won at the Golden Globe Awards, I believe, and I believe he won at the SAG Awards. So just how they geared up the night also with the tribute and everything, or with the in memoriam, it just seemed like that's what they were doing. But then some other people on Twitter were making very good points of the fact that the producers don't know who won. The only people who know are, like, I believe some accountants or something, the people who make the envelopes and stuff, you know? They're the only ones who know. So that would mean the producers, the ones who schedule like the order that the awards are going in, they put Best Actor last, not knowing 100% if Chadwick Boseman would win or not. They were doing it on the hope, on the assumption that he was going to be winning. And then Anthony Hopkins wins, and then Anthony Hopkins isn't even there to accept his award, which, understandable, he is over 80 years old, and in the UK, you're not going to ask him to do all that traveling during a pandemic. You're just not going to do that of him. You're not. But anyways, the world, like, freaked out. Not because Anthony Hopkins didn't deserve it. I wanted Anthony, if it wasn't going to be Chadwick Boseman, I thought Anthony Hopkins deserved it 120%, you know? He was my choice. Like, him and Chadwick Boseman were honestly tied for me. I was happy if either of them won. It was just so shocking because everything had led up to everyone assuming it was going to be Chadwick Boseman just because of how everything happened, you know? And then it was also then frustrating online when it happened, because then so many people who, a lot of them hadn't even seen The Father, were bashing Anthony Hopkins and stuff and being like, that award was meant for Chadwick Boseman, why did it have to go to Anthony Hopkins, all this stuff. And it's like, I get being upset that your choice didn't win, but also let's not bash Anthony Hopkins' incredible performance because a lot of these people who were doing this had not even seen the movie. Like, they were like, what even is The Father? And it's like, if you've seen The Father, you would see how he was one of the ones who deserved to win that award. But you can celebrate everyone winning. Anyone who would win. All of them put in incredibly hard work. Anyone who's nominated, for the most part, everyone who's nominated puts in so much work and effort, and all of them deserve to be nominated, and a lot of them do deserve the award itself. It just has to, you know, go to whatever the Academy thinks is the best one. But on the whole, usually most of them do deserve it in a good sense. The person to be mad at was not Anthony Hopkins. He deserved that award. The people to be mad at were the producers, making it all trying to seem like the Chadwick Boseman show when they were not sure themselves that Chadwick Boseman is gonna win. You just don't do that. Do it regularly, because then not only did that was just kind of offensive towards Chadwick Boseman and his family, it then overshadowed Nomadland's Best Picture win and Frances McDormand's win, because during their awards, yes, while we were watching it and we were excited for them, we were all just confused as to why Best Picture was so early on. And then when the whole thing with Anthony Hopkins happened, no one was talking about Best Picture, no one was talking about Best Actress, and also it even overshadowed Anthony Hopkins himself and how much he deserved to win, because everyone was just so angry at how rude that was to do to Chadwick Boseman, you know? So it just made it so the whole thing was a mess, instead of just leaving it how it was. So then instead, all that would happen is that when Anthony Hopkins wins, they'll just be, oh, some shock that it wasn't Chadwick Boseman, but not just the utter catastrophe that was then how much they set it up to be the Chadwick Boseman Award. Like, really, like, capitalizing off of Chadwick Boseman passing away. And it's like, that's just not right to do. On the whole, I'm very happy for Anthony Hopkins, though. I loved how the next day, Anthony Hopkins, or his team, I don't know who actually was the one who posted the video, but there was a video that was posted out online of him in the UK. I'm blanking on where it was. Some part of the UK. I'm like, I know which area it is, and now it's just on the tip of my tongue and it's bothering me. What area of it? What of the UK was it? Wales! That's it. I knew it. Anyways, he was in Wales, his home, you know, as he should be, and he like thanked everyone for he thanked the Academy and everyone for his award, and he paid a very lovely tribute to Chadwick Boseman, and I love that, how we got that, because I just love the fact of just thinking about how in Wales, when the Academy Awards were going on, it was probably like 4 or 5 in the morning or something like that, so he was asleep when the whole internet blew up over him winning the award, and he was just sound asleep in bed, and then woke up to, oh, I won an Academy Award! Like, just imagine being asleep, being in your 80s, you've won an Academy Award in your life, and you're not expecting to win this one because you're expecting it to probably go to Chadwick Boseman, you know? And you wake up in your little hometown in Wales, in your home, to learn that you won, and that the internet's freaking out. Like, just imagine. That's just crazy. But yeah, so I loved his little acceptance video that was sent out. That was very nice. And the tribute as well. But yeah, that's my thoughts. It was just a crazy, crazy award show. Producers, don't ever do that again. I doubt any Academy Award producers who are going to be producers again for the Academy Awards are watching this. But if you are, just keep the order as it is, because even if you want to do something cool with it, you're then minimizing what's going on, what the people who are winning awards before that, because then all that anyone is talking about online is why was it switched, theories on why it was switched, all that type of stuff. So then it's like Best Picture and Best Actress were just not as paid much, they weren't given as much of attention as they would have if the awards had just stayed in the regular order, because now everyone's talking about the order online instead of the winners. So, those are my thoughts on the Academy Awards of 2021. What a chaotic, weird award season. I'm hoping next year to do better in terms of seeing all of the movies, or seeing close to all of the movies. Everything from how everything's going, I should be able to go see the theatrical releases in theaters. Thank God. So excited to be able to return to the theaters on a more regular basis very, very soon. I'm ready. I'm ready for movies to come back in their proper form. I love streaming services. It's very convenient. I love just being able to watch a new movie that just came out on Netflix or came out on Hulu or Amazon Prime. But like, I love that in conjunction with getting to go see movies in the theaters. The theater experience, there's nothing else like it. Nothing. So, very excited for that to come back. Let's move on into TV. Not much to talk about with TV, just a couple of things. 3 things in particular. That was a weird 3. 3 things in particular. First, this has been a long time coming. This has been coming since October. I have finished season 1 of Lovecraft Country, y'all. I know. It's been a long time. Why did it take me October, November, December, January, February, March, April, 7 months to watch Lovecraft Country, you may ask? I don't have an answer for you, but either way, it's done. It's watched, and I loved it. It was so good. I have so many theories, it was just a mind-blowing show. I had so many theories along through it. Highlights in terms of right now, just the overall message of the show, so powerful, so good. The main highlight when I think of the show, one of my favorite parts, kind of the more horrific parts, those creepy twin girls who were following around the young girl, and like they had like, I think they had, I'm like blanking on how they looked, but they were twins, and I think they had like spiky-ish hair, and their faces were something out of a nightmare, and they walked, or like they danced, but it was like a freak out dance. I'll put a clip of it or something here so I don't look like I'm crazy trying to describe it. It was something out of like a nightmare. It was one of the scariest things I'd seen in the show yet, and there was some pretty scary moments of the show, you know? Like, I don't think the show was strictly labeled horror, but there was some horrific moments of the show, and that was, in my opinion, probably the scariest. The music that went along with every time they pop up, and they were just following the girl around, and they were trying to make her like one of them. From what I can remember, it was kind of confusing, but on the whole, that episode with them was one of my favorites, because it's like, they're so scary, but like I loved it. I love scary stuff like that. Another highlight was the girl from Once Upon a Time, who was from Korea, who was that creature who like killed men and like sucked out like the tentacles. I'm like, it was the very, very beginning of the month when I finished this show, so I'm like struggling a little bit at coming up with the details of these things. But like, she had these tentacles, and she had to kill or suck out the souls or whatever of like 100 men or something, and every time she would like see their entire lives or something, and it's like she was possessing this girl, and so the deal was that she had to kill 100 men, and then the creature would be gone and it would just be the girl again. And like, that was the deal that was made with the girl's mom, from what I remember. I think that's correct. If I'm incorrect there, someone correct me on what was actually happening there. But that was crazy whenever it was revealed like what type of creature she was. And that first scene when you see her doing it, it was like, oh my god, crazy, literally crazy. I'm very excited for a season 2. The show just has so much potential and just so much depth to it, and just so much happening in the world. Just so many things, so many creatures, so much magic. The main girl in it, I'm Journey Scott, I think is her name. I'll put her name here if I got it incorrect, but she was in Birds of Prey as well. She was fantastic. The main guy in it, I'm blanking on his name, he was fantastic. All the actors were fantastic. It was such a good show. I would give Lovecraft Country an A+. I know, you'd think that it took me so long to watch and mean I wouldn't like it and I'd give it like a lower rating. It's like, no, I loved it. It just took me a while to get into those episodes, like further on episodes. So yeah, A+ for Lovecraft Country. Moving into the TV portion, there's not much to talk about because of finals. I did not watch too much. So the first show that I started and have watched now a couple of seasons of in the month of May is Schitt's Creek. This has been a long time coming. I've been meaning to watch this show for at least like a year and a half now, since it started winning all of those awards these past couple of years. And the hype is real. The hype is appropriate for this show. This show is hilarious and so good, and Catherine O'Hara is amazing, and just the whole cast. They're all amazing. They're so funny. It's just such a little quirky, quaint little show. I just love it. I watched seasons 1 and 2, and it's just so delightful. I am thoroughly enjoying Schitt's Creek. I think my favorite character is David. I think he's my favorite. I also love Alexis, and I also love Moira. I love them all though, but I think my favorite is David. One thing I'm really upset about with the show Schitt's Creek though is what they did with the character of Mutt. Spoilers for season 2, but they did Mutt dirty. You're telling me that they're gonna have him and Alexis break up when I thought they were gonna be endgame, the endgame couple. I don't know if Alexis is gonna have an endgame relationship now, like I assumed she would. And I thought it would be Mutt, but then they broke up and it just seemed like there was no prospect of them getting back together. So not gonna lie, I googled it. I looked up how many more episodes the actor that plays Mutt is gonna be in, and he like leaves the show. He guest stars in it like once in like season 5 or something, but he like doesn't come back. And honestly, it makes me really sad. Like, they had so much potential with his character, and it really disappoints me that he was kind of just mainly a season 1 thing. He was the season 1 storyline, and then after that he was there for then a bit of season 2, and then he just left. And that just makes me really sad because I really liked his character a lot. But that's really my only complaint with the show. It's just I thought that his character could have been more. I thought his character had a really nice kind of opposites attract type thing with Alexis, with him being the way he is and with Alexis being the way she is. I just thought that would have worked really well. And apparently it didn't. And it was just all a huge communication issue. Like, literally they both agreed that they just needed to communicate things to each other better, and it could have worked out. So it's like they didn't even give it. I feel like they could have worked so much harder at their relationship, and they just kind of gave up really quickly. That's my opinion. I think they gave up really fast. But yeah, so far as of seasons 1 and 2, I would give Schitt's Creek an A. The second show that I finished in April was The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, guys. I loved it. I loved The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I didn't love it as much as WandaVision. WandaVision is still number 1, but I have a feeling as soon as Loki comes out, Loki's gonna bump its way up to number 1. I just know it. I just know it with my love of Tom Hiddleston. It's gonna be up at the top. And just because of how cool the show looks and the plot, but anyways, besides the point, back to Falcon and Winter Soldier. The first episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier was iffy to me, just in terms of like enjoying it. Like, I liked it, but it just wasn't there yet. Once episode 2 came, I was on board. Like, the action started. I really was captivated by John Walker as a character, and I just loved the whole dynamic between Sam and Bucky and John Walker and John Walker's friend, all of them. It was just so interesting. And then when Zemo came in and Sharon Carter, I've never really cared for Sharon Carter. I still don't really care for Sharon Carter, sad to say. She was never really one of my favorites of like the side Marvel characters. Zemo was fun. It was cool to see him again. My main thing is just I was just loving Sam and Bucky. They're the main thing. We love them. And I just loved in those final episodes getting to see Sam become Captain America. That was so cool. And just like that last episode, spoilers for Falcon and the Winter Soldier if you've not seen it, but just getting to see Sam in his new and improved Captain America suit with the wings and the shield, it was just so good. It was so satisfying hearing him say when someone was like, "Who are you?" and he was like, "I'm Captain America." And I was like, "Yes, you are, Sam. Yes, you are." So good. It's so good. I just love the characters. Like, the whole kind of genre of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier isn't like and kind of the genre of like the Captain America movies, where it's more not military-esque, but it's just kind of a lot more grounded. It's not something along the lines of a WandaVision or a Guardians of the Galaxy or a Thor, where it's a lot more magical in a sense. It's more grounded, and the grounded movies have not always been my favorites. I'll go more into that when I go into more Marvel movies in the future, but I have grown to love just all of the main Marvel characters to the point where it's like, yeah, am I vibing really with the genre? Not as much as other genres within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but I love Sam and Bucky so much. I would watch them just doing everyday stuff. I would watch Sam and Bucky going to the grocery store together and like deciding on what to get to eat for dinner that night and having little arguments over what to get in the store. I would love that. Like, I just love all the characters so much that it's like they could have them doing anything and I would watch it. So yeah, I give the Falcon and the Winter Soldier an A+. I do. It was so good. It was just so satisfying, and I just love Marvel so much. I just do. I'm just such in the Marvel. It started before the Tom Hiddleston obsession began. Like, I've been obsessed with Marvel for years, but like particularly in the last month, it's just been on the overdrive of just I want to watch everything Marvel. I want to just only wear stuff related to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like Marvel sweaters and stuff, and I just want to watch all the movies and watch the shows and just do nothing but think about Marvel. That's how I've been for the past month, honestly. Like, besides the Academy Awards, that's what I've just had my mind on, is Marvel. So yeah, Falcon and the Winter Soldier is an A+ for me. And the other show that I watched the entire of in the month of May, since it was a limited series, so there's just one season, and it's all because of Tom Hiddleston, that is The Night Manager. The Night Manager was crazy. Not the typical type of show that I would usually watch, but you know, Tom Hiddleston has me watching anything for him, and it was really good. It was really well made. The whole cast did so well. Not gonna lie, I didn't really care about the plot at some points. At other points I did care, but the main highlight was Tom Hiddleston. He did fantastically. He killed it. He was just so good, and he really elevated the show. I don't know if the show would have been so good if the lead role hadn't been played by him, honestly. I would give The Night Manager an A-. And the last show that I started and finished in the month of April is a show that if you watch my channel regularly, you've already seen me react to all of it, and that is HBO's Watchmen series, season 1. There isn't gonna be a season 2, but you know, it was season 1. I loved it. I really did. I loved, I think, the beginning of the show more than I did the end. The last episode was just kind of not as satisfying as I wanted it to be, but it was still good. Still an overall very good show. I loved it. I really loved Regina King. I loved all the actors in it. I loved all of the twists and turns it went through. I loved just everything about it. Honestly, it deserved all of the awards it won a couple of years ago or last year or whatever, whenever it was in all of, like, you know, Golden Globes and Emmys and all that. It honestly did deserve all of the awards it won. It was just fantastic. I give Watchmen, the TV show, an A+. And that's it for stuff that I watched in April. I did also watch one episode of Jessica Jones season 2. So starting that show, I'm going to be making my way through season 2. I've just been extremely busy lately with school. I'm currently, as of filming this, going into my final week of school. So I've just been very busy these past couple of weeks getting through stuff for that. So I have not had as much time to watch TV, but I did watch the first episode of season 2 of Jessica Jones. And I did watch the first 3 episodes of The Handmaid's Tale season 4, which premiered, and they did a little surprise where they premiered the show like a couple days early, and they premiered 3 episodes. So I've watched all 3 episodes with my parents. Handmaid's Tale is a show my parents and I watched together. Once I introduced them to the show, they're obsessed with it. But yeah, so I've started watching Handmaid's Tale. You'll probably hear a lot more thoughts on that in May or June whenever I finish the show. Probably May, honestly. But yeah, that's everything that I like completed or whatever in April. And that's really it for shows that I started and finished some sort of season of for the month of May. 2 shows that I did start that I'm not finished with. I'll just mention them real quickly. I've been watching High School Musical, the series, season 2, as it's been coming on each week, and it's been delightful. There's been 3, I think, episodes so far, and it's just so cute. It's just kind of like, it's like Glee, but less chaotic and crazy. It's more like cute Glee, but like it's not Glee, but it just like makes me feel like it's Glee in terms of it's a bunch of teenagers in high school and they're singing. That's literally the only reason. I just love musical theater type shows and stuff, and that's what this is, and it just makes me happy. It's just such a fun show. And the other show that I started in the month of May that I have not finished just because I've been busy is season 1 of Shadow and Bone, the new Netflix show based off of the Shadow and Bone trilogy / the Six of Crows duology, both written by Leah Bardugo. What's her name? Leah Bardugo? Leah something. I've read her name a million times, and now that I'm saying it, I don't know if I'm saying it right. Leah Bardugo. I am saying it right. It just seemed wrong for some reason, but Leah Bardugo, yes, I have been meaning to read these books for years. I have both Six of Crows and I believe I have Shadow of Bone on my bookshelf, and I just have not gotten to them yet. And the reason I put off watching the show for I think like a month since it came out is I wanted to read the books first, but the temptation to start the show was just too tempting. So I started it. Do I think I have watched 2 or 3 episodes? Do I think I would be enjoying it more if I had read the books? Yes. I'm still gonna finish it, obviously, and then I'm gonna read the books probably, hopefully, before season 2 comes out, because season 2 shouldn't come out for at least maybe a year and a half, maybe 2 years, at the rate that Netflix films their fantasy shows. But it's good. It's really intriguing, the magic system, and Ben Barnes as the Darkling. I know he's not called the Darkling yet, but I know he's playing the Darkling because I am on book Twitter and book talk. I know somewhat about this series, even if I haven't read it. I know that there's a character named the Darkling and he is played by Ben Barnes, even though they haven't called him yet in the show. But I'm very excited to continue to see what happens with his character. And I think I've identified which part of the show is Six of Crows and which part of the show is Shadow and Bone. Like the part with the Darkling and the part with Mal, I think is her name, that's the part that's Shadow and Bone. And then the part that's with those other people, like on a whole different side of the world, that's Six of Crows. And it's weird because Six of Crows, that's like a prequel to Shadow and Bone. So it's just really weird that they've merged them together. I'm curious to see, I've been waiting to watch like reviews of the show by book fans. I've been waiting to watch those until I finish the show, but I'm really curious to see what they thought of that cross between the two series, making them both happen at the same time, or what at least we think is the same time. It could be where every time they go to those characters, that's 3 years in the past and they're just not letting us know that or something. I don't know. Probably not, but it's interesting. Favorite character so far, definitely the Darkling, definitely Ben Barnes, but I also I've loved him as an actor ever since I first watched Chronicles of Narnia? That's the name of it. Narnia. Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian. That's what that movie's called, right? I know it's the Chronicles of Narnia, but now I'm blanking on if the movie's called Prince Caspian, because it's The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is the first one, and The Voyage of the Dawn Treader is the third one. I think the second one is just in Prince Caspian. Either way, he's been a favorite actor of mine ever since I first saw them in that when I was young. And yeah, I'll give y'all some further thoughts on that in my future wrap-up videos when I have finished season 1. Goals for May, honestly, right now it's just get through my final week of school. And then after that, it's in terms of, like, not in terms of movie and TV, it's just getting up all of my Watchmen videos, which by the time you're watching this, all of my Watchmen videos will be out. I'm not uploading this until I've finished everything Watchmen related uploading wise. I am behind. Blame it on school. It's school's fault. So I apologize in advance for me, but for y'all, it's after the fact. I apologize for just how chaotic those uploads are going to be, probably. But yeah, those are my main priorities of this first half of May, is that. But in terms of movies and TV, honestly, just watch more. I don't have an award show coming up. I don't have anything that's leaving HBO Max anytime soon that I really want to watch. I'll probably watch the new Mortal Kombat movie. That's coming, that's probably coming in my future. I may watch the original one from the 90s. I haven't seen either of them, so I'll probably watch both of those. And then I just want to watch everything Tom Hiddleston related. And then I also have a certain... That's really it, is I think I'm going to start in terms of plans for May watching stuff, is just watch a bunch of Tom Hiddleston movies And now we get to the portion of my wrap-ups every month where I leave a little graphic showing everything that, as of filming this video, everything I'm still watching TV-wise. So not much has changed on this list since my last month, but I'm hopefully this month going to get through, Jessica Jones season 2. I don't know past that. I'm just trying to take shows a day at a time, but that's really it that I can say for TV. I'm just trying to not get too overwhelmed with TV, and I'm just trying to take one show at a time. So this little graphic I'm about to show y'all over hopefully the next 6 months or whatever is going to be dwindling down to less and less shows, to the point where I may not even have to have a graphic anymore. Maybe I may still keep the graphic just because I like the graphic. But anyways, so yeah, this graphic is going to be everything that I am still watching on television, on TV, on streaming services as of the time of filming this. Here that is. And that's pretty much it for the May portion of the wrap-up. I'll leave April version of me, or beginning of May version of me, to end out this video, say goodbye to y'all. But I did want to tell you before I give the floor back to her, I wanted to let y'all know a little announcement / decision / change to my channel / these type of videos that I have decided to make that I'm announcing for y'all right now. I have decided that I am gonna make my wrap-up videos seasonally, quarterly in the year now, instead of each month. So the next wrap-up video that you guys will be getting will be my summer wrap-up, and it'll be for the months of June, July, and August. So I'm so sorry, you will not be able to hear my thoughts on Tom Hiddleston as Henry V until like the beginning of September. I'm so sorry. I kind of feel bad now just because we've talked so much about Tom Hiddleston in this video as that king, and I feel like I'm just setting y'all up. If you want to hear more of my thoughts, I will leave a link to my letterboxd. I review movies there as well, in like word form, not in voice form. That's a weird way to say that, but anyways, I will make sure to let everyone know my thoughts there when I get around to reviewing it once I've finished it. But yeah, so the reason I'm making this change is just because I feel like with the speed that I film videos, and then sometimes I'm not gonna have those videos come out for months, but then I'm gonna do a wrap up, and then it's like, oh wait, I can't talk about that movie yet because the video hasn't come out for it yet. I feel like that problem will be somewhat fixed by having the wrap ups be after each season. I feel like that problem will be fixed. And also, I don't know, I just feel like I'll like the format of the videos better if they're seasonally videos. Now you may be thinking, Rachel, your videos for monthly wrap-ups are already so long. How are you going to make a seasonally wrap-up not be like 3 hours? Good question. I'm going to be thinking up some ways that I can change up the format of how I film this and how I film these type of videos. It may just be where I kind of do what I do with my videos that I watched for school, for film class, where I chunk them together. I may do it where it's like there's chunks, possibly. I don't know. I'm still thinking it over. Still thinking it through. I think, actually, I do remember what I was thinking of earlier. I think the way I may do it is with some of the movies where I just kind of don't have too much to say, but I still kind of force myself to say at least a couple of sentences just so I can have a review for the movie. For those, I may just like list them out and give a rating, honestly. And then for the ones where I really have thoughts to give on them, then I'll go into like thoughts on those. So like another example of that is for movies that I filmed a reaction for, like for this video in particular, Ma and those would be ones where I'm just gonna give my rating and I'm gonna tell y'all if there's a link to the video or something like that. So then that'll save some time. But yeah, that's my announcement. I'm gonna be thinking of ways to make it so I can still keep the videos under an hour, and ideally I want these videos to more be around the 25 to 40 minute range. That's where I want it to be. So I'm gonna be trying my very best to get it there somehow without leaving out movies or barely saying a word for ones that I want to talk about or anything like that. We'll see what happens. But in terms of wrap-ups, Wrap Up Rachel, we'll see you in September, and you can hear way more thoughts on movies for me on my letterboxd, or if I also will probably be on Twitter talking about movies as well as I do. But anyways, that's it for beginning of June version of Rachel. I'm gonna throw it back either way to beginning of May version of Rachel so she can close out this video. And that's it for today's video. I can already tell this is gonna be a long one. I have a stopwatch going and I'm at 1 hour and 31 minutes filming. This is the longest I think I've ever taken filming a wrap-up video, and I know there's gonna be stuff I can cut out, but honestly I don't know how much. So I sincerely apologize that this is most likely gonna be an over 1 hour long video. I genuinely don't want my videos to be over 1 hour, but like for wrap-ups, I just like talking. I just do. So, you know, if you like these hour-long videos of just talking about what I watched in the month, let me know. I have been putting little time codes in my wrap-ups since they are so long, so y'all can jump around to things that you want to see. And you can like see the order that they're going to be talked and discussed about and stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And make sure to hit the little post notification bell so you get notified every single time I upload a new video. Also, be sure to follow me on my social media. My Instagram is @RachelRimini. My Twitter is @Rachel_Rimini. And my letterboxd is just my name, Rachel Rimini. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye! Sprung grass, lungs breathe.
the darkness.